Hey guys, so welcome to day 5, and this is going to be F2L and basically an introduction to F2L algorithms and how you're going to be doing F2L the best way possible. So this is essentially going to be your goal when you're solving F2L. You're going to be wanting to do the first two layers, and basically the change between beginner's method and doing straight F2L, between solving the first layer and then the second layer, and then solving this two layers at the same time, basically comes with this. So you'll have a split piece that when you solve the first layer, you'll just insert it, and then I'll just do this algorithm and insert it like that. But the other thing about F2L is that instead of just doing it in two steps, you can simply do it in one and solve them both at the exact same time. So, and then when the premise of doing F2L is that you can either do it intuitively or you can do it using algorithms, but either way, it's going to yield the same result, and eventually you're going to be using F2L intuitively and using algorithms, but you can start either way. It's always better to start intuitively and just sort of figure it out, but I'm going to give you some pointers on how you can get there a little bit quicker. So essentially, your ultimate goal with solving each individual F2L pair is getting it in a three-move case. That's essentially what you're doing. I mean, obviously, some algorithms will solve it a different way, but 90% of the time, you will end up with this case. I mean, you won't end up like with this specific three-move case. Sometimes when you're doing the algorithm, it'll just end up in this case and you'll solve it automatically, but this is essentially what you'll end up with. You either have a pair, sort of like this already made, or you have a broken up pair that can be solved with three moves, or like this, solved with three moves there. So basically, how I would do this is, well, I would first solve my cross. So I'll just do a quick cross here. Okay. So what I can see here is, sorry, it's a little, okay. So what I can see here is, I can see these two pairs, the orange and green, and then the green and red. This specific case is an F2L algorithm that I would recommend learning an algorithm for because it kind of sucks. But the premise of F2L is that when you have two pieces on the same layer, to pair it up in an intuitive way, you're going to need to bring one of them out of that layer because it's pretty much impossible. I mean, I guess you could do it, but it's like, that's the way to do it. For example, the way I would do this case is I would bring it over to its slot, and I would move this out of the way, and then pair it up this way. So that's how I did it. I moved this out of the way, moved it down by moving it down, and then I paired it up that way, and that's my three-move case, and then I would just insert that. And now I have this case right here, which is another F2L algorithm, but again, in breaking it down in like less algorithm form, I would move it out of its slot, move this over to sort of break them up, and that's how I would have my other three-move case. So it's essentially the same thing because you know, you literally just pair it up like that, and then the F2L algorithm is just this. So, move it out, you three move, and then you have it. And then this one, you sort of have a three move case, except it's broken up, so one of them's flipped, which just means you have to move one of them back like that, move it back, move it twice, so that you're essentially flipping the edge, and then move it up. So you have another three-move case, and then you would insert that like that, and then you have this one right here. This is sort of a common case that you're gonna get where it's gonna be a broken up case. It's good. This a lot of F2 algorithms will go to this sometimes, so you'll just have to do that. So it's just move it out of the way, move it over, and then do that. So move it out of the way, move it over, and then do it, and then insert it. And you would insert it the exact same way that you would do it using the beginner method. So now we have the second scramble, and I'll first solve my cross. So basically now I have this pair over here, which I can do, or I have this pair. You can do either. I'm going to insert just because it's there. And usually, you typically want to go for the three-move cases first, unless you get into advanced F2L, but I guess for now, for beginners, just stick with the cases that are three moves. In advanced F2L, you would do a different case that I guess wouldn't mess up this case, but it would, you know, but it gets really complicated. But for now, just make it easy. You know, you can always learn faster F2L later. Just get the premise of F2L down, because once you get it down, all you can do is improve, and it just feels really good to just be able to execute pairs faster, and your look ahead gets better. So just stick with easy. So three move here, just insert that. Then I have this one, so I'm going to move that over, And I'm doing a lot of rotations just so you can see what I'm doing. In an actual solve, I would not do this many rotations. I would do it from the back. But this one, you can do basically move the edge out so you have this piece, so you can move this freely. So you had this, and then you can just do move the edge, move this over. So now you have a broken up 3-move case, but I'm going to move it over one more time, and then I have another broken up 3-move case, or sorry, just a 3-move case in general. So just insert that. I have the exact same case here, so move it over, move it twice, and then 3-move. And then this one, basically I can see that if I move it straight up, I have the pair. However, I disturbed this. So I will need to move that out of the way and then put it back. Now that's one way to do the case. You can sort of pair it up like this and then move it away. But I like to do it like this from this angle, so then I don't have to rotate it all. So I can just move this into the top layer, move that over and do that. But for now, I would just do move it up, move it over, and then insert it that way. So that's that. And a lot of F2L comes with practice. There's only so much I can teach you, but it's really just experimenting, because sometimes you'll get really ugly cases, like, I'll try to set one up. Like this one. This one's really crappy, and if you once you get F2L down, once you're breaking away from the doing this and inserting it and then just doing that, once you don't have to do that often, if you don't like an F2L case, just learn an alg for it, because you're gonna be stuck with doing a really bad case, and if you can't do it in less than 2 seconds, you're just gonna have to learn an alg for it. So that's what it comes down to. So things to remember is just get F2L down, just sit down and just practice. You know, see what moves set up what pairs and stuff like that, and it really just takes experimenting. It takes time, and this is the hardest part, but once you get it down, it comes so much easier in the future, and then you can just get faster. So yep, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you tomorrow.